Sound of Freedom is a 2023 drama film telling the inspirational true story of Tim Ballard. Played by Jim Caviezel, this is a man that devoted and risked his life to save the lives of countless kids that were trapped and enslaved in human trafficking circles around the globe, going far beyond the lengths of what most people would be willing to do.
What if this was your daughter?
Wherever I go.
For the past few weeks, I've been seeing a ton of marketing surrounding this film on social media platforms, particularly the idea that they believe in the message of the film so much that they're giving away free movie tickets for the film through a really fascinating crowdfunding system on their website. Basically, they invite those that love the film and they believe in the message to pay it forward and purchase multiple movie tickets. And then they take the accumulated movie tickets that weren't being used and they just give them away to those that can't afford it or would just otherwise not pay for a ticket. I think that this form of marketing is pretty darn smart, and essentially, it's a game changer for film promotion. It's basically an incredible form of word of mouth. And Sound of Freedom is one of the best films to utilize that with due to its subject matter. This film is one of grave importance. It's deep, it's dark, it's hard to watch and stomach, but it's also really crucial that you do. After all, the stories that are the hardest to hear are also usually the most important. Before I go on my review, I did want to thank the people over at Angel Studios for providing me a screener for the film to check out, because my hometown theater only showcases big blockbusters, so smaller, relevant films like this usually get lost in the rubble. So thank you, Angel Studios. The four biggest talking points of this film are the message, cinematography, performances, and music. The message is one that I'm constantly surprised at the lack of films depicting human trafficking, especially sex trafficking involving kids. People don't make movies like that because it turns people's stomachs, and it isn't exactly an entertaining film because of that. So basically it's a risk for filmmakers. Yet sometimes the best films are the ones that dare to leave their safety nets behind and show audiences what's actually going on in the world around us. A couple of years ago, one of the most compelling films I ever saw, and one that has stuck with me ever since, was The Killing of Kenneth Chamberlain, which showcased police brutality against an elderly black man. It was really hard to watch, but it was really honest in its approach. The same goes here. The message of Sound of Freedom is one of utmost importance, and it's something that you shouldn't be missing. People need to know that this kind of stuff happens, and we need to keep conversations about it open and honest. We can't keep ignoring it because it's hard to admit that these things happen. The cinematography is honestly really great, teamed up by performances that are full of emotion, particularly from Jim Caviezel, who has always impressed me with his ability to perform in roles like this. The music likewise is often pretty chilling, adding to that seriousness tone of the film. However, this is kind of where my negatives come into play. This is definitely a message first type of movie, so it's much more of a message than it is a film. Whenever you run into movies like this, you kind of risk how it's going to be perceived as a whole. I've seen these types of movies the most in Christian films, and Angel Studios I do believe was founded on Christian values and themes and morals, but I don't think that this movie itself is Christian. It just lines up with the way that those movies are typically seen on a purely technical basis. So like I said, because the message is so dark and hard to watch, it's not always the most entertaining, which is really odd because Jim Caviezel is playing, in a way, an action star. It's like Die Hard, but instead of him saving the day, he's saving trafficked kids. It is based off of a real guy and a few real events, so I'm not sure what they embellish on and what they don't, but I will admit, some things happen in the movie that I don't fully buy. Like his character specifically focusing on one kid and going on a dangerous mission to save one kid. I don't fully buy. I do, buy saving dozens and dozens of kids all at once, but risking your life for one, that one felt more fictionalized. I do think that it's a little bit unfortunate because I do believe in the message of the film and I see it as a movie that you definitely need to watch if only once. And it's a subject that I hope more and more filmmakers start dipping their toes in more because it's a message that needs to be heard and understood, and Sound of Freedom is a great first step there. I scored Sound of Freedom a B-letter grade. Final overall score of 75%. 75 out of 100 possible stars. I think that it's one heck of a film and I'm glad that I saw it. I'll leave a link in my description box down below where you can actually get some free tickets to see it and or pay it forward for others to benefit off of that as well. It's worth the watch, even if it does come off as a little bit preachy here and there. But hey, sometimes we do need to be preached to. But what about you guys? Have you seen Sound of Freedom? If so, let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out.